On both those matches?
Sure. Against Taylor, I felt like we were coming off of a 4-game-in-a-row winning streak, and I think we headed into that game coasting. I think we thought we'd just show up, do our stuff, and we'd be fine. So I feel like we really went through the motions, and we didn't play with discipline, and we didn't meet our objectives. And so we definitely we lost that match and made some, significant errors, and just played messy. So that was very disappointing. Yesterday against IWU, I felt like we did much better at being disciplined. IWU was a very tough team. I felt like we did great on some of our objectives. They would just get more points in a row. So we would side out with them, but they'd get 2 and we'd get 1. They'd get 2, we'd get 1. And then if you make an error, that tight of a game, it's going to cost you the game.
I looked at the stat sheet. I know you had to be pretty happy because the service errors were really kind of limited. So when you're in a match and break it down even game by game and play by play, when one mistake is the difference, what's the difference between winning and losing in this game?
For this game, I think the difference is stringing those balls in a row, keeping your head up, and, Marian's going to get some nice looking hits. They're going to do some great things, and we have to respond. We need to make good plays, not just give the ball back over the net, but we need to take care of it. We need to execute. So that is the difference between winning and losing in this case.
Give me an idea of what concerns you the most about their group. I tell you what, you can just start with numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 of those gals, 2 seniors and 2 juniors, Gillum, Strubbles, Clem, and Heffram all have had great careers. Those 4 gals alone are a handful.
Sure, absolutely. And I feel like they've played a little different in, depending on who they play and what they're running. And so we'll see what they do tonight. But I think that we're prepared to handle these girls, and just, trying to really learn what they're going to throw at us and try to prepare our block and our defense. And we'll see what happens.
All right, speak to the fact that Peyton Anderson just recently reached a milestone mark with 2,000 assists. That's pretty significant. And as a person who's been involved with the game, I mean, to me, that's like a guy who's, thrown for 10,000 yards in his career as a football player, or a baseball guy who's hit 60 home runs in a season, or the course of 500 homers in a career. Can you speak to the importance that has on the big picture of your program, on what people look at and see? This is who we want to emulate.
Sure. I think our players all need to have more goals in mind of things they should be reaching for. And so I'm thankful. I'm glad that Peyton's hit that milestone. And, right now she just kind of shrugged it off like it wasn't a big deal at all. And that's the type of athlete she is. She's a great leader, just a wonderful kid. We love having her out there. It's going to be tough to replace her next year.
All right, final thought. What do you have to do to win on the offensive and defensive side of things?
Well, we're going to really need to control our block and not allow them to tool us. That's been key for teams in the last 3 games we've played. So we really need to have disciplined hands, and then we've got to play tough defense. So those are our objectives for tonight.
Good luck today, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
My son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it. It just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, this is Paul Condry of the Regional Radio Sports Network. That may be my professional title, but did you know that I'm also the son of a U.S. Navy World War II veteran and the proud father of a United States Marine? Let me share with you something very close to my heart. It's called the Semper Fi Fund, and its program America's Fund, which provides immediate lifetime support for post-9/11 wounded, critically ill, and injured members of the U.S. Armed Forces, veterans, and their families to ease recovery and transition back home to their communities. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. The basic idea that drives these efforts is simple. For as much as our heroes have sacrificed, they deserve the best care and support available in their hour of need, whenever it may occur. The Semper Fi Fund, a 4-star charity and an A+ rating, has served over 16,000 members since 2004. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. For more information, visit them online at www.semperfifund.org. Welcome back here to Bethel College. I'm Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner. Glad you can join us here for college volleyball. 12-3 Marian, 5-7 Bethel today. Should be interesting to see how these two teams come out and get after it. Let's take a look at the team numbers. First of all, for Marian, in 54 games they have played, they have racked up 703 kills, 626 are for the opponents. In the assist department, 662 for the Knights. You can compare that to 596 for their opponents. And, of course, in the always important digs department, for the Knights, 1,003 compared to the opponents, 936. Serving always an important part of the game. The Knights have not excelled in that one with only 52. Their opponents at 66. And in the block department, they have racked up 104, giving up 73. Now for Bethel with 537 overall kills in 37 games, or in 46 games, excuse me. 588 for their opponents. Bethel opponents have 73 aces. The Pilots with only 54. In the assist department, 432 for the Bethel opponents, 400 for the Pilots. And in the digs department, the Bethel opponents 727, the Pilots with 712. And 59 blocks for their opponents. Bethel has excelled in that one statistical department with 88. All right, Coach, the teams have moved on over here to the sides, and we're about ready to go before we go to the national anthem. I think it's all about intensity, body language. I think it's okay here now, but Marian, they walk into the gym, there's a swagger there.
See the same thing in the women's basketball team. You know, they walk in and have that same swagger, and they take care of business more often than not.
All right, we're going to go on down and have the playing of the Star Spangled Banner here, as well as some of our pregame announcements.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the campus of Bethel College for this afternoon's contest between the Knights of Marian University and your Bethel College Lady Helens. Bethel College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to today's game. As participants in the NAIA's Champions of Character Initiative, we ask each of you to help create a positive, competitive environment by showing respect for one another. On behalf of the Crossroads League at Bethel College, please enjoy today's game. This
right, there you have the starters in today's matchup. And once again, glad you can join us here from inside the Gates Gymnasium. Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner. And looking at the officials in this afternoon's match, Randy Redding, the veteran official, will be up on top of the net. Janice Jasinski-Beck will be the second. The line judge will be Brenda Overton, and Burdette Norris will be one of the other line judges. Glad you could be a part of our broadcast here today, and we thank you for joining us. Pilots' last opportunity in the W department against Marian University was back in 2015 under Kevin Ulmer. They have lost 4 straight to the Knights.
They played them well last year. I remember being over in Goodman across the hall here, and Marian had to fight to get that win.
And once again, the Pilots hoping to be able to get out of that little bit of a funk that they have been in as of late after that 4-game win streak.
Broadcaster's dream is both teams are wearing the home whites.
Yes. How much fun will we have here today? The Pilots will be on the left side of your screen. Once again, wearing the white jerseys with the blue trim. Marian will be wearing the white jerseys, the dark blue numbers, and the trim on the numbers is gold. And once again, the Knights, for the most part, all the gals have got long compression type undershirts along their sleeves, and that should be pretty significant in your viewpoint when you watch it here on RSN TV. Glad you can join us. Peyton Anderson with the serve. And just like that, the Pilots and the Knights are underway here from Mishawaka, Indiana. And here's a kill right from the get-go from Madison Beaver, and the Pilots an early 1-0 leader.
It's a good start for the Pilots. Madison's been playing well. Talented, promising freshman.
Marian University is Gillum with that last set. Now there come the Pilots on the attack. Here's one going long as that one tried to push it forward. Was Abby Arnold. She missed the mark. Final score from the Rock. My buddy Tom Allen and the Indiana University Hoosiers defeat Ball State 38-10. They're 3-0. They have a date with Michigan State next Saturday. Yours truly will be in B-Town for that one. Should be fun. Here is a diving play kept alive by the Knights. Oh, a nice little, they're going to call it into the net. No, yes they will. Again on the Pilots, 2-1 Knights.
Yeah, the Pilots question that. Abby and Madison both have the
stun look.
Stun look. Katie's asking about it.
Not a serve is Kearns. Deflected and played on the front line. Nice play dug out here by the Pilots, Bridget Downs. Up along the net, nice little touch pass. Redirect kept nicely alive by BC. And this one kept nicely alive. A long rally. This one goes off the tape, kept alive again. Here come the Knights on the redirect. Kept alive by Peyton Anderson, but trying to dive for the loose ball was Bridget Downs. Gets just past her, 3-1 Knights.
Yeah. Good effort by Peyton. She didn't realize Bridget was behind her. Bridget probably keeps that alive a little bit easier.
Megan Hawley, the talented youngster from Warren Central High School. And here's a miss hit on the Pilots, and it's now a 4-1 game in favor of the Marian Knights.
Abby now 0 for 2 on those kill attempts.
Serve again here from Maddie Kearns, Mount Vernon Fort Phil High School. Here's one hammered home. Big hit by Maddie Beaver. 4-2 ball game. Knights with the lead.
Well done by Maddie. Good decision by Peyton to go back to her.
Madison Rosenberger now to serve for Bethel College. Slaps it with the right hand. Goes deep and played by the Knights, Kaylin Schreiber. There's Peyton Anderson with the pass over the far side. And once again, nice play. Kept alive by Hawley. Downs tries to keep it alive, and then the Pilots respond in like manner. There's one papped away, kept alive. Peyton Anderson with the pass to the far side. Oh, nice little touch redirect. And this one falls short as Kaylin Schreiber, former Ron Colley standout, couldn't put it away. And the Pilots have rallied to get it within one at 4-3.
Great play by Rosenberger to hustle back, keep that alive, and for Meck to get it over the net.
There's a diving play to keep it alive by Schreiber again, and this one goes long, and we're tied 4-4. We were tied at 1, then it was 3 unanswered by the visitors from Indianapolis, and then Pilots come roaring back. Rosenberger with the serve. They'll come quickly to the, oh, nice little redirect. Put away, that's right out of the playbook of Peyton Anderson. Great play by Maddie Heffren, the 5'9" junior from Lebanon High. 5-4 Knights.
You have to think the Pilots are used to seeing that in practice.
Yeah, no question about it. Now to serve will be Maggie Meyer. Here's Peyton Anderson with the pass. This one goes long, kept alive by Meyer. Pass over here to the near side, blocked away, stoned them at the wall. Maddie Beaver was there along with Arnold, and we're deadlocked at Brooks Robinson's, 5 apiece.
Good to see Beaver get that block. She had a couple of those attempts last night that fell for points. She was in the right spot and just couldn't keep the ball on the other side of the net.
There's a serve over here to the near side, played by Schreiber. Now Bethel back on the attack. Peyton Anderson with the pass over here. Oh, nice play on the redirect to keep it alive by Sarah Klein. Marian Anderson with a pass to the far side. Once again, Marian perfectly placed. Anderson with the pass here, hammered, kept alive on the dig nicely by Heffram. Great play right from the outset. Here's one hammered home, and that'll be a point for the Pilots. Coach, I know you're going to tell me this, but the Pilots' intensity right from the get-go is off the charts.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Beaver now with 3 kills, keep getting her the ball and let her do it. She's doing well today. The sets are put well placed by Peyton today. Timing seems to be good.
And it'll be a point here for the visitors. We're all tied 6-6.
I think they called Mallory for being in the net maybe.
Marian to serve from right to left. Ashley Pritchard, who had a standout career at Taylor University, has been really, really solid in giving the Knights a boost in this program. Here's Bridget Downs with a pass over here to the near side, ball deflected. Once again, played on the back line by Hawley. Downs with a one-hander, and that one goes wide. 7-6 Knights.
Good attempt by Downs and Rosenberger.
And now to serve will be the Knights. Lexi Spence, 5'8" freshman who did her prep work at Wapahani High, and she misses the mark on the serve. Service error, first one of the ball game for either club. We're tied 7-up.
Katie Easter substitutes in for the Pilots for the serve.
Katie slaps it with the right hand. And up to the net come the Knights on the attack. Oh, here's one hammered home. Nicely played by Kaylin Schreiber. Schreiber who came in with 107 kills, give her 108 now.
Easy to see why she has over 100 kills. Elevated on that one. Nothing the Pilots could do.
Yeah, Marian will serve over here on the near sideline, and the person, Olivia Gillum, who did her prep work at Roncalli High School and then transferred, then initially went to Missouri St. Louis, and now she's back in town. Here is Peyton Anderson with a play, and oh my, what a sensational redirect by Gillum. And finally, the Pilots are able to score.
Peyton said, I'll get you the second time. You got me the first time, but not twice.
Coach, this is about as entertaining a volleyball as we've seen all season long here in just the early stages. If this plays this way out for three to 5 games, we're going to be in for a treat.
And this is how last night was up until about the 13 to 15 point range, and then the Pilots struggled.
Here's one going long.
Tipped at the net.
Okay, so it'll be 9-8 favor of the visitors. And once again to serve, Hawley. She'll punch it with the right hand. Peyton Anderson setting one up here, and this one deflected out of bounds. 10-8. As Cassandra Williams was hoping for some space along the near sideline. Hawley again. Hawley with 283 digs on the year. There's a pass to the net on the redirect, kept alive by Bridget Downs on the play by Streevels. And here's one hammered home. Pilots have closed the gap to 10-9.
Great play by Peyton Hart there with the kill from the back line.
Hart with 35 kills coming into today's action. Will go along with 82 digs. And now to serve will be Madison James, Campbellsville, Kentucky native. Marian on the attack. Oh, nice little play with the left hand. How about the redirect by Skylar Van Note, the 6-foot freshman from Wapahani, right there in the heart of Delaware County, the volleyball capital of the world, people will tell you. The people in LaPorte and Mishawaka may argue that point. There's Katie Easter keeping one on the net, and then here's Peyton Anderson with the kill. And it's a 11-10 game.
You would think after watching these games now for a year and a half, I wouldn't be in awe of her ability, but I'm still in awe of the way Peyton plays the game, Paul.
Well, I got a comment to share with you after this next play. Here's a pass over to the near side. Dug nicely by Heffram. Over to the right side. And this one hammered home. Once again, a nice play by Skylar Van Note. It's like watching a great catcher in baseball. You can go back to the days of Johnny Bench, or you can look at the great quarterbacks. Well, we saw one play on Sunday Night Football. Guys make a difference. Gals make a difference. You'd find they're few and far between, Coach. And that'll be a point for that one. That one just drug itself down the net. It's now 13-10 Knights.
Yeah, pilots thought that was tipped at the net. They're not going to. 2 times now there's been questionable calls that they've not gotten. I said that's been last night they had the same struggle.
Kearns on that last serve. Now here's one dug out by Heffram. Over to the right side. Bethel back on the attack. Setting up the big hit. This one goes long off the hands of Peyton Hart, excuse me. And it's now 14-10. And a timeout, Katie Weiss and company. The Bethel College Pilots and the Marian Knights this afternoon here with this matinee affair. Coach, as you look forward, and this is one of those crucial points of the game that you had mentioned before. You know, you can play 6, 8, 10 points real close by, and all of a sudden there's a little bit of spacing. Is this one of those telltale moments? That's the question I think is got to be said right now.
Yeah, I think it was 8-8 when you said, it's great volleyball, and now here we are. They've lost 6 of the last 8 points, and we've seen them. They've not gotten run out of the gym by anybody. They've played well and hung with everybody, but they've just not been able to get the wins.
We'll take a quick timeout and come back with more right after this.
This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Just a quick programming reminder on our local affiliate here, 91.1 FM, The Globe, and globeradio.org, our Coach's Box program, which airs on Thursday nights, 6 to 7 Eastern Time. Special guest will be Keith Kinder, football coach at Mishawaka High School, and Ryan Lightfoot, the boys basketball coach, men's basketball coach right here at Bethel College, as the Pilots score coming out of that timeout to close the gap to 14-11.
We always talk about the importance of coming out of a timeout and playing well. Good response there by Abby, and now you've got Rosenberger with the jump serve.
Madison with 7 aces on the season, tries to go on the near sideline, but Schreiber doesn't think that's in her game plan. Here's a pass here to the near side, hammered home. Big time hit from Maddie Beaver, the freshman who came into today's game with 82 kills. That adds to the resume.
I believe she has 4 already today.
Once again, knuckleball serve. As they'll go with the roundhouse right, played about by Downs. Anderson comes back here to the near side. Oh, a diving play keeping it nicely alive was Kearns. At the net are the Knights. Downs with a pass here to Peyton, and she scores. 14-13. Once again, that timeout, Coach, coming into big time play. It's a 1-point game again.
Now Arnold, Beaver, now Anderson. Different players contributing.
Madison Rosenberger with the serve. They go to the net. Downs along the back line, keeping it alive. Here's one tapped away. And now it's A hit too far for the Madison Rosenberger. And that ends a 3-0 Bethel run. It's now 15-13 Marian here in first game of the match.
And I thought that was the play that hurt them last night. Too many kill attempts from the back row that were long or hit the net. And we've now seen Hart and Rosenberg each with one here this morning.
There's the big hit. Dug out nicely by Maddie Heffron. Over to the right side, they go cross court and right through the hands of Mallory Meck. They seem to like that angle over on the far side from the near side cross court.
Yeah.
Seems to be a spot that Ashley Pritchard's team likes to attack. Former Taylor University standout. Now here's a nice little change of pace redirect by Mallory Meck for the score. Marian 16, Bethel 14 here in game number 1.
Great play by Mallory. Started with the dig, finished with the little redirect.
I tell you what, getting the ball over 6'2" Taylor Nout. That's a tall over there. Wearing that number 13 jersey. There's one dug out by Heffron. They're passing it up here. This one blocked away, but to no avail. It'll be a point for the Knights. 17-14.
You see Madison Beaver just growing as the season goes. As soon as she hit it, she knew exactly what she should have done. Turned to Coach Katie, nodded in agreement.
Here's a serve by Alexi Spence. Peyton Anderson setting the one up here for Williams, and she swings and misses. And now it's 18-14. Another one of those crucial points of the game. 4-point Knights lead. That's been their biggest.
It's important to try and get Beaver a kill attempt here on this one.
As Spence will serve against stationary right-hand slap. Peyton Anderson setting one up here, and she mistimed that one. And that'll be a point for the Knights. And Katie Weiss will take a timeout. Her club on the ropes here in the first game, trailing 19-14. And we'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back with more of college volleyball live from Bethel College in Mishawaka. So come back and join us right after this.
Imagine your home equity setting you free. Imagine taking the trip of a lifetime, cooking in the kitchen of your dreams, sunny afternoons in the pool, or providing a college education. A home equity loan from Horizon Bank can make it happen. With great rates and personalized service, Horizon can help you go further than you ever imagined. Talk to your Horizon advisor or apply online at horizonbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Taking a look at the Crossroads this Saturday. Busy time for all parties. St. Francis ranked 19th, sitting atop the leaderboard at 6-0 in the league. They are on the road at Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon really struggling, 7-7 overall and 0-5 in last place. They've lost 4 straight. Indiana Wesleyan is at Goshen. Indiana Wesleyan 4-2 and tied for 3rd in league play. They are at Goshen taking on the Leafs, who are 1-3, 7-9 overall. Also, Spring Arbor is at Taylor tonight. Spring Arbor 2-4, 11-5 overall. Taylor at 2-4 and 5-8 overall. And that will do it for Crossroads League play this afternoon. Of course, winners last night as we get back to live play. Here's one hammered home for Madison Beaver. And once again, the Pilots score coming out of the timeout to close the gap to 19-15. Wins last night for St. Francis, along with Grace, Indiana Wesleyan, and Marian, respectively, as the Knights come back and answer that Bethel call. It's 20-15 Knights.
Spangler with a great play there, finding the open spot here in front of us.
And to serve for Marian University will be Olivia Gillum, 5'3" senior. 138 digs. She has a team high of 12 aces starting today's action. Here's Katie Easter trying to set the stage there, and the Pilots will pick up a point and close the gap to 20-16.
Well done by the freshman Rosenberger from the back row.
Substitution back into the game now for the Marian Knights. Sarah Clem, another Indianapolis native, went to Perry Meridian High School after transferring from Georgetown, Kentucky. Here's a serve on the back line, played nicely by Hawley. There's one deflected, punch towards the net, hits Cassandra Williams on the noggin, it keeps it alive. And here's one right up the elevator shaft, and It falls down right in front of Peyton Anderson, and that'll be a point for the Knights. Tough break there. 21-16 Knights.
How about Williams' celebration there as the ball bounced off her head. Her teammates are still playing, and she's giving the double thumbs up like she planned it, you know. Hey, I got this.
Whatever it takes, right?
That's right. Would have been better if they'd have gotten the actual point, but
and she and the official are still talking about it and laughing about it.
She, yeah, her
got such a
attitude.
great spirit about her, doesn't she? Here's the serve played by Easter, and here's Cassandra trying to give you the roundhouse right, and she mistimed that one. It's now 22-16 Knights, starting to pull away here in this first game.
She was aiming for that guy in the fourth row on his cell phone. Saying, put your phone down, sir.
Here's a Peyton Anderson setting up the play here, hammered home on the far side by Catherine Novi, the former Dundee Crown High School graduate. 22-17. Pilots have closed the gap to find, and now to serve will be Madison James, the 5'4" Frost from the Bluegrass State. She slaps it with the right hand, goes along the back line where it's played there, and now the Knights come back on the attack. This one goes long on the hit by Van Note. Pilots move the score to 22-18. Here's a big hit going to the back line where Marian will retrieve. Nice block by the Pilots to keep that one in play. And then this one handled by James, passing to the far side. And now Marian immediately comes back on the attack. Oh, what a sensational play in the middle by Annie Strebels, the all-conference performer, two-time all-conference performer, I might add. 23-18 as she scores. And Marian's smelling blood now.
Yeah, it's a great effort by James back there trying to make the save, but just couldn't get to it.
Maddie Heffron with 317 assists, 141 digs, and 13 kills. Serving. And here's Gillum sending one up the elevator shaft, and this one hammered. And once again, a great play by Bridget Downs. And the Pilots are able to corral the point, making it 23-19. And now to serve the talented Peyton Anderson, product of Newcastle Chrysler High School. Marian will get the roundhouse right, played well by Hart, and finally the Knights are able to corral the point, and now they'll be serving for the first game. And they'll call upon Warren Central High School. Nope, I take that back. I thought they were going to go to Hawley to serve, but that will not be the case. It's going to be Kearns. Anderson with a pass to the near side, hammered home. And the Pilots remain alive here in this first game. It's now 24-20.
Another kill for Madison Beaver.
Checking in, Mallory Meck and Madison Rosenberger. And out is Novi and Hart. Coming up to serve will be Rosenberger. And here's one redirected. Peyton Anderson with the pass here. Kept nicely alive on the near side by Kearns. This one deflected. Bethel remains on the attack. They're setting up Meck. Dug out nicely by Hawley. And that'll be a point for the Pilots. Now it's 24-21. Pilots not going quietly here in this first game of the afternoon. As Rosenberger, the 5'9" Frosch will let her rip again. Over on the far side. And that's going to do it. The Marian University Knights secure game number 1 of the match, 25-21, our score. We'll be back with more of college volleyball right after this.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
There's always a moment of truth where I say, look, it's either put up or shut up. And it was time to put up. I had crossed that thin line. was 100 plus degrees. We were hot. We were on fire. We were yelling our hearts out. You could feel the intensity rising. Even in our tiredness, even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I told myself, you can suck up the pain for another mile and a half, and you will be a Marine. Not many people believe that I could do it. I don't know where I got the energy from. I don't know where the pain went to. But all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul County along with Coach Mark Gardner. Glad you can join us. We have a slew of college volleyball coming up again next week, as we're taking a look at our stats here in this first game. Coach, take it away.
Marian Knights with 250 hitting percentage. Pilots 114. Not going to do it. Schreiber led the way with 4 kills for the visitors. But Madison Beaver 6 kills, 13 attempts for the Pilots. 1 block for Marian. 2 for the Pilots. Service errors, though, none for the Pilots. We know that's been one of those things that Katie's been real frustrated with. So.
11 assists for Maddie Heffron in the first game. Just really a great job at distribution. And Megan Hawley with 6 digs along that back line. She just is such a talented young lady back there. I mentioned to it earlier that she had 283 coming in, now 289 on the season. Teams will switch sides. Marian will be on the left side of your screen, and Bethel will be on the right side of your screen. Keep that in mind because the Knights and the Pilots are both wearing white today. The big difference is the Pilots have the big blue numbers trimmed in gray. The Knights, very small numbers and trimmed in gold. From our vantage point, we're up about 25 rows. That's a little bit of a delay for me because between the ponytails, it's hard for me to recognize the numbers over the course of a match. So we're just going to go real slow. We're going to back off. Instead of giving you our radio play-by-play, we'll give you our TV play-by-play here this afternoon. Now to serve for the visitors from the Circle City, Maddie Heffron. She'll be serving from left to right, respectively, and game number 2 underway. Peyton Anderson with the pass over to the right side. Diving play kept alive, and then on the redirect, the Pilots are able to score. And once again, they put the Knights in a bad situation right from the get-go, and they lead 1-0.
Yeah, Beaver with the first kill attempt. Knights are able to defend that, but Abby Arnold is able to finish.
What you got to do is put them in uncomfortable positions. And now to serve, Rosenberger. Rosenberg goes back, and that one, tough one to handle there for Van Note. There's a pass over here, nice tapped away here by Peyton Anderson. And this one deflected around, and now they're setting up the roundhouse right. Nice play by Gillum. And once again, great play by the Knights at the net. There's one tapped alive by Strevels. Roundhouse right. Peyton Anderson's there for the stay. And then there's the one-hand dunk by Annie Strevels, the 2-time All-League player there with a kill. 1-1 tie.
Great recognition by Strevels, seeing the open floor and taking advantage of it on the long return by the Pilots.
We had 5 ties in the first game. The last time it was tied was at 8-8. And once Marian took the lead at 9-8, they never relinquished the advantage that they had. Here's a big kill on the far sideline by Kaylin Schreiber. She had 107 kills starting today's action, and she picks up her first of the second game, and it's now 2-1.
She had 4 in the first.
And now here is Kearns on the serve for Marian. Pass over to the right side. Oh, great block by the Knights. at the point of attack by Schreiber and Strevels. Bethel back on the attack. Peyton Anderson with the redirect, kept nicely alive by Kearns. And the Pilots are not able to rally to secure the point. It's now a 3-1 Knights lead. And I like the Pilots' effort, Coach. Marion's just a better team right now.
I was just going to say you had 2 or 3 Pilots on the floor. You didn't get the point, but certainly hustling, playing hard.
Here's one on a miss hit by Bridget Downs. 4-1 Marian. As they come out of the gate after losing that first point, and they've run off 4 straight. Slapping it to the left now is Kearns. Peyton Anderson with the pass over here. They on the deep ball. It is Maddie Beaver with the score. 4-2 in favor of the Knights.
Went with the left hand. Found the open court in the back.
Bridget Downs from Lexington, Kentucky with the serve, where it's dug out by Hawley. This one goes Crockart. Oh, and a perfectly placed ball for Taylor Nout. And she scores, making it 5-2 in favor of the Knights. That was an excellent play. That was right from our vantage point, perfectly placed.
You talked about that in the first game, Paul. Like to go with that cross-court hit. Find that open court in the back corner.
Maggie Meyer, 5'3" freshman from Greencastle High School. And here's one blocked away. Once again, you're setting up that front line, Coach, of Naut and Strebels, and you just don't got in or check that. That was Sarah Clem. Just no room to work. Now it's 6-2.
Now, when you're looking at 6'2", 6'1", 6 foot across the front line.
Peyton Anderson with the pass here to the right side, and once again a diving play, and it's going to be in the net, and it's going to be 7-2. Katie Weiss with the timeout. Her club behind by 5 here early on in the second game of the match. In case you're just hopping along, Marian won the first game 25-21.
When your child's in the hospital, the last thing you want to do is to leave their bedside.
If we had to leave the hospital at any time, it would have drove us nuts.
The family room was definitely a blessing for us. We needed to be close to our daughter, and it gave us exactly what we needed at that time.
Make a difference in the life of a family when they need it most. Give to the Ronald McDonald House at Memorial Children's Hospital in South Bend. Donate to our new house at loveshinethrough.org.
Mothers know minivans. Gates knows minivans. More vans, more colors, more models and brands. Gates, more locations in Michiana, more savings.
Gates knows. Now you know.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Country, Mark Gardner. We were just talking about during the break right now. Right now, the Marian University Knights, a better group of volleyball players and athletes on the floor. You can just tell they've got that mojo. They've won 9 straight, and they are just so confident right now. And I made the comment to Mark during the break. It's like watching a Big Ten team against a MAC team in football. As a rule of thumb, the Big Ten teams, as a rule, will prevail. As a rule, of course, there's are exceptions to that. Notre Dame almost found out, but it was like that last week. Here is a diving play here by Meyer, but they ran out of real estate, and the Pilots score coming out of the timeout. I hope you get my drift.
Yeah, and I think we talked as a coach. I respect it. You have to appreciate the effort by the Pilots. It's not, they're playing hard. They're trying. They're diving all over. They're just up against a better team right now.
Yeah, and you look at just the young ladies wearing jerseys 1 through 4. Here's a tremendous play by Katie Easter to keep it alive. You got a pair of seniors and a pair of juniors. Peyton Anderson with the redirect for the score. And she is, without question, your best player when she's doing things like that. Gillum, Strevels, Clem, and Heffram, just those 4 gals alone, all significant contributors. And that doesn't include the rest of the gals we can talk about. Here's Peyton Anderson with the pass over to Downs, and they'll come back here to Rosenberger, and she can't punish away. 8-4 Marian. Here in the game number 2, Marian won the first game 25-21. And now to serve, Lexi Spence, 240 assists on the year, second on the team for the Knights. And here's one that's going to be an ace. Our first ace of the day for either club, 9-4 Marian. We've only had 1 service error the entire match. And that was against Marian in that was at the 7-7 time mark in the first game. Anderson with the pass here, and Williams hammers it home. She hasn't had a lot of clean looks, but that time she was able to slap that one home. 9-5, Marian.
Now Cassandra, no kills in the first set.
Cassandra comes into today's action with the team lead at 123. There's the serve. Nearly handcuffed. Oh, my. Can Sarah Spangler leap out of the gym? There's a timing play. There's one hit away. Nicely done by Easter. She gives a great effort to no avail. 10-5, Marian. Coach Sarah Spangler, the 6-foot freshman from up in Lake County, and went to Hanover Central High School. She can just jump. And now to serve will be Olivia Gillum. Gillum with 12 aces, which is a team lead on the season. Anderson with the pass over here, blocked again by Marian at the front. Here's a nice little soft play by Catherine Novi, and she scores, making it 10-6. Marian.
Nice response there by Novi after being denied on the first attempt. So Mackenzie Williams will make her first appearance of the afternoon, coming in to serve for the Pilots.
They've got Spence along with Sarah Spangler on that front line. Spangler at 6 foot and Spence at 5'8".
Abby Arnold takes the long return and says thank you very much.
10-7. And once again to serve, Williams, Elkhart Memorial product, slaps it with the right hand, goes down the right sideline. Now there, a miss hit, a rare mistake by Skylar Van Noot. You know, people talk about, in the volleyball world, about the great players from Grant County. On this roster alone, there are a pair of gals from Wapahani. It's in Grant County. Here's Peyton Anderson. A cross-court play played by Gillum. There's a block by Anderson and Arnold. And once again, Peyton Anderson with the play to keep her club in it at 10-9. And a timeout, Marian. So the first time this afternoon, Ashley Pritchard has not liked the way her team has responded, because Bethel, in like manner just moments ago, were a 10-5 leader were the Knights, and now it's a 10-9, 4 unanswered, the longest run of the afternoon by the home team.
I think this is the first time this week that the opponent has called a timeout. I don't recall Wednesday or Friday, but you know, they've come out and played well here. We talked about it the last time out that it wasn't an effort issue, it was an execution issue, and they've executed now since coming out of that timeout.
You look at this Marian team. Hannah Trout was named the Volleyball Attacker of the Week this past week. 41 kills on a 474 attack percentage in a trio of wins in the Crossroads League. She drilled double-digit kills in all 3 of the wins, highlighting the week with an 18-kill effort and a 4-set win against Grace. Marian has won 4 straight matches in this series. Ashley Pritchard is 6-6 all-time against Bethel, and including winning the last 2. And let's see what her club will do, how they will respond after their first timeout. Up on that front line is Spence and Spangler again. And we have a error on the serve. Over the line was Mackenzie Williams, and that's a killer right there.
Yeah, she came in, served for 3 points, and then comes out of the timeout with the service error.
And now to serve will be Hawley. Anderson with the pass over to the near side, killed away nicely by Catherine Novi. Bethel within 1 at 11-10. Novi's has really shown some brilliance in spots this season.
She played very well on Wednesday night.
Anderson with the serve. And they're setting up the powerful play, and a great block by the Pilots contingent. Anderson with the play. Oh, another sensational play by Arnold at the net. Back to the near side. Bethel on attack. Anderson over to the right side. Oh, the nice little play kept it alive by Van Noot. Over here, hammered home. Boy, what a great response by Spangler and Van Noot to keep the play alive. 12-10. Bethel doing a nice job, but a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah, great plays by Novi and Arnold, but again, Great plays only count when you get the point at the end.
No question about it. Now Maddie Heffron, the junior, one of 3 Knights to play in all 3 games, or all 54 games. Here's a dunk here for Arnold, making it 12-11.
Rosenberger and Meck will come back in for Novi and Hart.
Check that. It's Lexi Spence, Sarah Spangler, Megan Hawley, and Maddie Heffron have played in all 54 games for Ashley Pritchard. Here's the serve that go down the far sideline. And this one's mishit, and the Pilots have tied it up at 12-12, our first tie since we were deadlocked at 1-1. And once again, to serve will be the Pilots' Maddie Rosenberger. Oh, nice little hook over to the right side. Try to close in the gap was Gillum. Oh, nice play by Arnold to give the Pilots the lead. So Bethel leads for the first time in the game. And if I'm not mistaken, you got to go back to it was 6-5 in the first game. Here's one mishit, a swing and a miss by Van Note. Bethel leads 14-12 here in game 2.
7-2, I believe, when Katie called that timeout. Pilots on a 12-5 run here.
And once again, it's Madison Rosenberger sending one up the elevator shaft. Anderson with the pass over to the right side. Meck tries to go deep. It's deflected off one of the Knights, and the Pilots will have a 15-12 advantage. Ashley Pritchard sitting over here talking to assistant coach Justin Keene about some adjustments they may make. Here's one hit kept alive by Peyton Anderson. And now Anderson sends it back the other way. Pass to the right side. Oh, Downs with a great hustle play. Pass over the right side. Meck goes to the far corner and she scores. Bethel leads at 16-12. Timeout, Ashley Pritchard and the Knights. The Pilots have woken from the echoes here today at the Gates Gymnasium. 16-12. We'll be back with more right after this brief timeout on Region Radio Sports.
It's pouring rain. It's real dark outside. Your heart starts beating really, really fast. You've never done anything so hard in your life. This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. It's such extreme pain, you don't understand how you can finish. I began to feel that there was no way I was ever going to have my title, U.S. Marine. It takes special inner strength, courage, and desire to do this. I was just thinking, I'm so close. I'm so close. And when I finished, I was like, I'm done. I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me straight in front of me, put her arm on my shoulder and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports to the Gates Gymnasium at the Y Camp Athletics Center on the campus of Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana. Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner and Tanya Condry getting a little tongue-tied over the Pilot run and the Hoosiers' big win against Ball State. Notre Dame on top 10-0 in their game. That means absolutely nothing to yours truly, but nonetheless. Oh, big kill in the middle. Coming up with the hammer down was Annie Streevels, making it 16-13, but after that timeout, they respond in like manner.
Much needed point there as the Pilots run a 14-5 run.
Maddie Kearns, 5'4" sophomore on the serve. There's Peyton Anderson slapping one over here. This one goes right up the elevator shaft, and that'll be a point as the Pilots were over the net, making it now a 16-14 contest. A right-handed slap here from Kearns. Anderson passes it over here, punching it to the far side where it's played by Hawley. Up the elevator shaft with Beaver. Over here to the right side, Meck goes cross court now. Hawley plays it there. Here's one hammered home. Big play by Kaylin Schreiber, the former Roncalli Rebel, making it 16-15. Nice within one.
Schreiber has been the offensive threat for Marian this afternoon.
Kearns again with the serve. And that will be a point as Peyton Anderson was in the net. We're deadlock at Joe Montana's 16-all, Coach. So that 4-point lead after the timeout, they have responded. So whatever Ashley Pritchard said, bottle it, sell it, you'll make $1 million. There's a pass to the right side, hammered home for Maddie Beaver. Pilots lead 17-16.
Reminds me years ago I was coaching 9 and 10-year-olds in Little League. Pitcher walked the bases loaded, catcher called timeout, went out and talked to him. He struck out the next 3, and I said, "What'd you say?" And Guerin said, "Just told him to throw strikes."
Novel concept.
Yep.
Here's one killed home. What a roundhouse right for Kaylin Schreiber.
Called Strevel from being in the net. I believe. Yep. Katie was questioning it and got the call.
18-16 instead of being deadlocked. Now it's a 2-point. Now this one, there's no question about this one from Kaylin Schreiber. It's now 18-17 Bethel here in game number 2.
Tough way to defend that there. Not a whole lot you can do about that.
Freshman Maggie Meyer with the slap with the right hand. No jump on the serve. Peyton Anderson with the pass over here, and Cassandra Williams hammers one home. Bethel leads at 19-17.
It's been a quiet afternoon for Cassandra. Big point right there.
And now Katie Easter will serve for the home team. Former Logan Sport Berry with 106 digs, 11 assists, 5 aces, and 2 kills coming into this afternoon's action for the senior. And she makes a nice play here, but that set up a perfect play for Taylor Naut. And the North Putnam Cougar hammers it home, making it 19-18 in favor of the Pilots.
Seen that quite a bit from Marian today with the long returns, and Abby Arnold's been able to put them back, but that time Easter was long with her return, and Marian took advantage.
Lexi Spence to serve again. Slaps it with the right hand. Downs. Passes over here to the right side. Meck goes cross court, and she scores. Mallory Meck gives Bethel a 20-18 lead. Now call on Peyton Hart, the former East Noble Knight, to come in to serve for the Bethel Pilots. Jump serve. The spinner dug off the hardwoods by Megan Hawley. Now they're setting up the roundhouse right, ball deflected at the net. Peyton Anderson with the pass here to Williams, and she scores with a little soft toss. 21-18 BC, game 2. Trying to even up the match at 1-1.
You got the person serving that you want. Team's playing well. Now you have to finish.
There's a serve played by Hawley again. Passes to the right side. Oh, and a nice play by Hart of Bethel College. Roundhouse right, punched in nicely by Sarah Spangler. And Marian closes the gap to 21-19. Marian has not allowed opponent to steal a game. You have to go all the way back 5 games, I believe, before anybody scored on. They got to go back to the Grace game back on the 5th of September. They have 4 straight whitewashes. Anderson with the pass over here, and they're going to say Peyton with the double hit. 21-20. Pilots a 1-point lead. And now to serve for MU will be Gillum. She punches it long. Anderson over here to the near side, hammered home. Big kill for Catherine Novy, the 5'11 senior. Bethel's up 22-20 here in the second game.
And Mackenzie Williams will return to serve. Remember, she started that little comeback for the Pilots.
Yes, she was.
Forced that first time out and had 3 in a row, and then she had a service error. So see if she can get 3 in a row here and finish this.
And that would certainly do it. The roundhouse right goes to the far side. And on the attack, here's Van Note. Peyton Anderson with the pass here to the right side. Blocked away, kept alive. Now, here's one, a diving play by Hawley with the pass to the far side. And they're going to say double hit, 23-20. Bethel 2 points away from taking the second game. They lead 23-20.
And Marian out of timeouts, so they cannot stop play.
There's a cross-court serve. They're setting up the play on the near side and just absolutely pulverized it. Sarah Spangler with the howitzer. 23-21 in favor of the home team, and the side out will give the talented Megan Hawley an opportunity to get her club back in it. Hawley with a jump serve, right hand, cross court here into the corner. Anderson, and this one put away again. Pilots will be serving for the second game here now.
Catherine Novi coming up big. The seniors, Williams and Novi down the stretch.
And speaking of seniors, here she is, Peyton Anderson, a high arching serve. Gillen plays it along the back line. Here's one, played nicely by Hart. Over here to the right side, Hart with a little spinorama. One hammered home. Once again, it was slapped home here by the Knights. 24-22.
So close.
So close, absolutely.
Thought they had it there.
Abby Armo with a nice play on the block initially. And now to serve will be Maddie Heffron, 5'9" junior from Lebanon. Anderson with the pass over here, hammered home, and the Pilots win it as Catherine Novi gives the Pilots the victory in the second game, 25-22. So we're deadlocked at 1-1 here in the match as we'll move to the third game, but we're going to take a timeout and enjoy the moment once again. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Did you know that Gates Toyota has over 100 certified pre-owned at one Southside location? Just over the hill from high prices at Gates Toyota. Not just the prettiest dealership in Michiana, also the prettiest cars.
Gates knows. Now you know.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner. Some scores to pass along in college football. Indiana beat Ball State 38-10. UAB and Tulane deadlock 24-24. 2:25 to go in the fourth. Stanford on top of UC Davis 17-3. That is in the third. Just underway. Notre Dame here in town taking on Vanderbilt. 13-0. Notre Dame. 3:41 to go in the second. Duke on top of Baylor 7-0. Illinois on top of Southern Florida 6-0 in the first. Navy. Middies on top of Lehigh 14-7. 6:55 to go in the first. Wisconsin on top of BYU 7-0 at the 7:12 mark in the first. And LSU on top of Auburn 9:34 to go in the first. 7-0. Just a couple of those scores to pass along with you. Coach, you got our stats through game number 2.
Yeah, Marian with the 220. Percentage of Pilots 349.
Yeah, that'll win a lot of games.
And Catherine Novi with 5 kills, Meck with 4, Williams and Arnold with 3, Anderson and Beaver with 2. 19 assists for Peyton. Had on the other side there, Spangler, Schreiber each with 4. Van Note had 3, 12 assists for Heffron.
Once again, in case you're just hopping along, Marian will be on the right side of your screen with the white jerseys, the dark blue numbers. Dark blue long sleeves, and of course the numbers are smaller and trimmed in gold. Bethel will be on the left side of your screen with the big blue numbers trimmed in gray with the white jerseys, as senior Peyton Anderson serves an ace to start the first game, or the third game, excuse me. 1-0 BC. Bethel has been in front in all 3 games, 1-0. Peyton with a serve again, this time goes along the near sideline. There's one blocked away. Nicely done by Arnold and Beaver. And the Pilots score again. They now lead 2-0. The mojo on the side of the home team.
They're having fun. Lots of smiles out there.
Total change in the body language. Here is Peyton Anderson with the serve. Played by Gilmo on the back line. Here's a swing and a miss, but coming out of nowhere to make the save. And here's one sent up the elevator shaft. Now Hawley will keep it in play. And now it's Gillum on the redirect. Anderson with a pass over here. Arnold tries to slap it home. Now here's Downs hitting the play back here. And now Marian comes back on the attack. They try to send one just along the tape, and they do. Novi did everything she could to try to track it down. Couldn't do it, and it's 2-1 in favor of the Pilots.
Not how you draw it up, but you'll take that point.
And now Marian will serve. Person to serve is Kearns. Here's Armo with the play to the far corner, redirected and kept alive by Heffram. This one goes long on the attempt by Schreiber. Bethel a 3-1 leader. Checking back into the game for BC is Mallory Mack. Also back into the contest is Maddie Rosenberger. Madison will serve from the left side of your screen, and she'll punch it down the near sideline. Into the hands of Schreiber. Over here on the near side, this one is a shot. Gotta go. I thought I'd bring back in the hockey terms for Mrs. Condry. Gotta keep her alive over here.
Beaver with the kill.
4-1. Pilots up along the net on the pass over here, slapped away nicely, but it goes out of bounds. Nice job in the intent by Maddie Beaver, but the Knights score, making it 4-2. And now to serve will be Maggie Meyer. Meyer, a freshman. 54 digs for the freshman on the air. And she punches it with a stationary right-hand serve. Here's Meck, had to change in mid-flight. And this one is hammered home. Nice kill there for Taylor Naut. 4-3 in favor of the Pilots as the Knights have reestablished some mojo. And now here's a play by Novi to keep it alive. And they go long again. I think I said Novi. It should have been Bridget Downs is what I was talking about. 4-4, excuse me. Our first tie of the third game is at 4-4.
Meck long on the attempt there.
There's Downs. Over here to the near side. Ball ricochets into the back line. Played by Heffram. Downs. Over here to Peyton Anderson. This one slammed home by Madison Beaver. And Katie Weiss came out of that play. She jumped up and down on that play. We've seen her as emotional as she was there, 5-4.
That's easy to say from up here, but just get the ball to Madison Beaver. She's on a roll today.
She has been. Here's one slapped through the defense by Sarah Clem. And the transfer from Georgetown, Kentucky is able to tie up the contest at 5 apiece, 5-5. We had 5 ties in the first game. Marian won 25-21. We had 2 ties in the second game. Bethel won 25-22. And already with a pair of ties here in the third game. Meck sends one here, right up the elevator shaft. Oh, great block by Marian University's Sarah Clem. She just made that play. She outreached that 6-1 frame and just slammed it right back in the Pilots' kisser. 6-5 Knights, their first lead of the third game.
But again, you had Beaver on the floor, Downs on the floor. The efforts there. Not able to get the execution, but they're playing hard.
Once again, Lexi Spence. And on the shot to the far side, it's Spence keeping it alive. There's the play back over here. This one And Downs just ran out of real estate. A great effort nonetheless by Peyton Anderson. Here's Peyton Anderson. Coach, literally 15 paces out of bounds, diving for a loose ball. Tell me that doesn't send a message to your young kids. 7-5 in favor of Marian.
Lead by example.
Here's Peyton with a pass over here to the near side, and that is in. Another great play by Maddie Beaver, making it 7-6. She has got it. Oh, she's
She's
gonna be
that automatic
special.
today.
She does. Gonna be a special player.
And she gets that big smile. Like,
Absolutely.
oh, my bad. I didn't mean to crush you.
Allentown, Pennsylvania product, and the Pilots have tied it up here at Tanya's favorite soft drink. 7-7, 7-up time. And now it'll be Katie Easter with a right-hand serve. Holly on the dig. Oh, here's one, a diving play by Downs. Anderson keeps it alive, and once again, the effort by Bethel has been outstanding.
Yeah, but poor communication there is Mallory and Madison. I got it, you got it. Nobody got it there.
8-7 Knights. In case you're just joining us, 25-21 Marian first game. Bethel won the second game, 25-22. As Marian will serve again. Olivia Gillum. Oh, and that'll be an ace. That one misplayed by Bridget Downs. And now it's 9-7 on the service ace.
This is what we talk about, the 50 and over, 45 and over church softball. Just communicate out there. Say, I got it. There you go.
There's Downs. Pass over here to the near side. This one slapped right back into the Knights zone, and kill for Meck. And the Pilots are within one at 9-8. And now it'll bring Peyton Hart into the service area. She had 15 aces coming into today's game, and here she picks up an error. That's a killer there. 10-8 on the service error. And the Pilots, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, only their second service error of the night?
Yes.
And here's one hammered home by Williams. Bethel responds in fine fashion to close the gap to 10-9 on the Williams kill.
And Williams for Williams as McKenzie comes in to serve. McKenzie has not played a lot this year, but she played well
in spurts.
Yep, and played well there in that second game today from a serving standpoint. So
5'7" sophomore, dying serve, picked up off the shoot tops, and then the Knights were able to score on the play, 11-9. Substitutions now. Back into the game is Bridget Downs as Williams will check out. And Maddie Heffram will serve. Jump serve. Interesting jump serve. She jumps straight up. There's one to the back line played by Hawley. Pass to the right side, roundhouse right for the kill for Taylor Nout. 12-9, a crucial point of the game for Katie Weiss's Bethel Pilots. They're trailing by 3. In the first game, they were a 4-point trailer. Our second game, they were trailing 10-6 and were able to rally. And this one's sent home, and Katie needs a timeout. It is now 13-9. Let's see how Bethel responds after their timeout. Once again, Marian won game 1, 25-21. Bethel won game 2, 25-22. We'll be back with more of game 3 with the Knights in front, 13-9, right here on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Centier Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centier's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centier.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title, Marine.
Back live to the Gage Gymnasium on the campus of Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana. 13-9 Marian. As Marian serving, Bethel will come back on the attack. And here's a score for Peyton Hart, 13-10.
Little off-speed ball there. She dropped it over the defense. They're expecting the hammer.
The change up.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Peyton Anderson to serve. Number 8. It's played off the shoot tops by Gillum. And this one goes off of Peyton. What a big play here on the near side by the Knights. Now, Coach, on my roster, I do not have a number 5. Brooke Husted, that's a new one on me.
From Highland, Illinois, Lewis and Clark Community College.
There's one slapped right up the elevator shaft nicely by Strevels. And the Knights score, making it 15-10. Once again, a crucial point of the game for Bethel. Yep, right here, Coach. I got it. 5'10" junior. And it's my understanding that she was supposed to redshirt.
Yeah, she's got an asterisk next to her on the Bethel official
maybe
roster there.
They made a change there. And here's a diving play. Kept
what a
nicely
play.
alive by Bethel. Right off the shoot tops. And the Pilots with a great play from Bridget Downs. Steal a point. 15-11.
Downs kept it alive, and then Hart was on the ground and kept it alive. We talked last night about that. In baseball, football, basketball, there's a great play and the play ends. Here in volleyball, you get a great play like that, and you still got to get up and finish the job.
And the Pilots will now come back on the defensive side, kept alive by Rosenberger. And Rosenberger finally sends it back to the near side. Hawley with the pass up here to the near side. This one goes cross court. Pilots score on the miss hit by Naut. Bethel inches a little closer. They're a 15-12 trailer.
Hanging around.
Absolutely. Madison Rosenberger with the serve down on their side, and that's an ace. 15-13. Here come those pesky Bethel Pilots. And now they'll serve. As I alluded to at the top of the show, Marian has played 7 teams with losing records or at 500, and they are unbeaten at 7-0. But Marian stymies the tie there, and they go up in front 16-13.
Thinking we were going to get a Pilot point and a Marian timeout there, but Marian responds, gives themselves a 3-point cushion.
I think if Bethel plays with this intensity, they're going to win a lot of games. But once again, they got to, and I think you would probably agree because you did the last 2 games. Oh, here's a nice play by Kearns to keep it alive. Anderson with the pass over to the near side. Far corner, Arnold just got it inside. And she scores. 16-14. I thought that was out from my vantage point.
That's what
Did you too?
Coach Pritchard, she's exaggerating like a fisherman there. She held her hands about 2 feet apart and said, I mean, it was right in front of the gentleman in the back line there, but.
Bridget Downs now on the serve. And attacking a big kill here on the near side. Nope, they're going to say the Knights, Kaylin Schreiber was able to hammer it home. 17-14 Marian here in game 3. We're tied 1-1 in the match.
Yeah, and I was looking at the official with the red flag up in the air over here to our right.
And to serve for Marian University will be Lexi Spence. Spence, stationary slap, dug out by Mallory Meck. Meck comes back on the return, and Meck tries to come away with the block. She can't. Marian scores the point. It's now 18-14.
Key point right here for the Pilots.
And now to serve again, the Knights. Spence. There's one hit, just inside the line. Once again, the talented Madison Beaver with the kill, making it 18-50. Madison Beaver says, I want to play 5 games. Boy, is she going to be a star.
She's got.
Mark it down, folks.
At least 10 kills in the
There's
afternoon.
a block and a score for the Pilots. 18-16. Pilots getting some love from the folks wearing the white shirts over there and the black pants with the red flags. This one goes long. Be a service error. 19-16 on the service error. Second service error of the third game for the home team.
Make your opponent beat you.
Unforced errors. Here's Olivia Gillum. Don't forget, you can join Coach Gardner and I for college basketball. A slew of those games coming up on Regional Radio Sports. Here's Holly keeping it alive for Marian on the back line. With a change of play by Meck. Now to Anderson. Back over here.
Oh, that was out.
That one goes past Megan Hawley, and the Pilots will take the freebie.
That was a lucky break for the Pilots because that was out.
19-17 in favor of Marian here in this third game. Sarah Clem to tie the shoe. She's ready to go. Here comes the big serve by Hart. Over on the right side, pushed away. Downs, pass over here, now to Williams. Up the elevator shaft with Spangler. This one blocked up, kept alive. Downs with the pass. Over to the far side, Hart tries to put it away. Brownhouse right, kept alive by Hart. Now to Easter, back to Hart. Played up by Holly, and she can't control it. The Pilots are within one at 19-18 here in this pivotal third game.
Well played on so many levels there. Hart with a great save and then got the finish.
And Hart will serve again. Former East Noble Knight with a jump serve. Taken off the shoe tops here by Brooke Husted. And over here is Williams. Nicely played alive by Gillum. At the net, Downs with the pass. Over to Hart, she goes to the far corner. Holly is there with the answer. And here's the soft toss for the score from Sarah Clem. Marian 20, Bethel 18.
And I thought Anderson had Novi set up when she chose to try and get it over on her own.
Holly with the serve. Hart over here to the near side. This one blocked away and shoveled home as Clem was there. Now it's a crucial point, 21-18, as Katie Weiss wants to take a timeout. Crucial point of the match coming up after the timeout. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, wherever the mission takes us, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Paul Condry along with Mark Gardner. Glad you can join us here at China County with all the details, your scoreboard as well as your camera work here today. She's sensational, as always. Glad you can join us. We'll be, I think we have volleyball on Tuesday from the Student Activity Center at Indiana University South Bend. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's going to be IUSB, and I want to say St. X, something to that effect. But it'll be IUSB volleyball on Tuesday. As we're ready to get back here to action. Knights with the 21-18 advantage. Megan Hawley, Warren Central High School to serve. Anderson goes to Williams. Hawley was there on the back line to keep it alive. This one goes through the Knights' hand, and that'll be a point for the Pilots. 21-19. So Bethel scores coming out of the timeout.
I thought Katie Easter got a hand on that. She's got a little smile on her face.
And now to serve will be Mackenzie Williams, the local native from Elkhart Memorial. Serves. They're setting up the play here, kept alive by Strevels. Over here, nice block on the far side by the Knights. Here's a punch, kept alive by Gillum. Here's Peyton Anderson to the far corner, played nicely by Hawley. This one, roundhouse right by Brooke Husted is off the mark. It's 21-20 in favor of the Marian Knights. And now Mackenzie Williams trying to serve to tie it up. Serve just played off the shoe tops by Brooke. And the Knights score.
It was there.
22-20, Marian.
Right idea by Peyton. That far corner wide open there, just a little wide to the right.
Maddie Heffron with the serve. Easter passes to Peyton Anderson. Slapped home. No, kept alive nicely. Wow, that's a great play. Here's, once again, a nice play by Maddie Heffron with the pass over to the right side. Downs up to the net. Peyton Anderson keeps it alive. And now it's Catherine Novy. Here's one slapped home. Marian with a 23-20 lead. Bethel has used both of their timeouts. And now it'll be serve time for Marian. Here's one hit up the elevator shaft. Kept alive by Nout. To the far line. Downs. And Peyton Anderson couldn't corral it. 24-20. Marian will be serving for game 3 and a commanding 2-1 lead in the match.
Again, thought that was closer to Novi. Great hustle by Peyton.
Heffron with the serve. Anderson with a pass over here. Hart sends it into the heart of the Knights defense. And I got to say that's a double hit. Marian wins the game 25-20. Glad you can join us. We moved to game 4. Marian has a 2-1 lead. They won game 1 25-21. Bethel won game 2 25-22. And Marian wins game 3 25-20. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union. Financial solutions. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
It's pouring rain. It's real dark outside. Your heart starts beating really, really fast. You've never done anything so hard in your life. This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. It's such extreme pain, you don't understand how you can finish. I began to feel that there was no way I was ever going to have my title, U.S. Marine. It takes special inner strength, courage, and desire to do this. I was just thinking, I'm so close. I'm so close. And when I finished, I was like, I'm done. I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me straight in front of me, put her arm on my shoulder and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back here in Mishawaka, Indiana, on the campus of Bethel College, inside the Y Camp Athletic Center. Paul Condry along with Mark Gardner. Volleyball, we'll get to our stats for this third game momentarily, but some Major League Baseball. Tanya Condry's beloved Cleveland Indians all over Coach Tom Visker's Detroit Tigers right now. In the middle of the third, 11-0. The Tribe open up a can of whoopee on the Detroit Tigers. Red Sox, what an amazing year, Coach. What an amazing year. On top of the Mets, 1-0 bottom of the first. Washington on top of Atlanta, 7-1 middle of the fifth. Dodgers, a 13 spot on the St. Louis Cardinals in the top of the ninth, 13-4. Cubs and Cincinnati, that game is started, and that is in the bottom of the first, no score. Toronto on top of the Yankees, 1-0 in the top of the second. Later this evening, the Oakland Athletics will be taking on Tampa Bay. Paul Condry's beloved Baltimore Orioles, the worst team in all of baseball, will be taking on the Pale Hose at 7 o'clock at Camden Yards. Miami will be at Philadelphia, Pittsburgh at Milwaukee. Arizona will be taking on Houston, and Minnesota plays Kansas City, Texas at San Diego, Colorado, San Francisco, and Seattle takes on the Angels from Los Angeles. Baseball update. Sponsored in part by our friends at Teachers Credit Union. The 3.99% intro rate. The TCU Visa Platinum Credit Card. TCUnet.com/apply. TCU, one of our longtime season sponsors of everything we do at Regional Radio Sports. Coach, thoughts, stats?
They didn't bring us stats yet.
Oh.
I'll say Marian outscored Bethel.
Thank you.
Therefore, they got the W.
Thank you, Mr. Obvious. 25-20.
Again, we go back to, we talk about those 1 or 2 points in a game. But it's a service error or a questionable call that just changes things. And effort was there, but execution was not. And here comes some stats from Mr. Bowen.
And now to serve for Marian University will be Maddie Heffron. And that one takes an odd bounce, and that'll be a point for the Pilots. And just like we've started every game here from Bethel College, Bethel with an early 1-0 lead. I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent.
I was going to say, I'd rather get the last point than the first point.
There you go.
So 282 for Marian, and that third set, the Pilots were 162 for their hitting percentage.
It's plain and simple. When the Pilots are above that 3, they're going to win everything. Here's a block, hammer down. Great play by Bethel's Abby Arnold and Madison Beaver to slam the door shut in the Knights' face. 2-0 Pilots. Keep in mind the Pilots jumped out 2-0 last game. Once again to serve Maddie Rosenberger. Oh, nice little redirect on the play by Strevels. Kind of kept everybody at bay. Here's Hawley with right up the elevator shaft. Nice little delay off the tape, and Marian bounces back. 2-1 Pilots here in Game 4.
But you look at that second set, the Pilots were able to get a win. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Pilots with 2 or more kills. In the last set there, you had Beaver with 4, Hart with 2. Nobody else with more than 1.
Once again, Marian's Kearns on that last serve. This one sent up the elevator shaft by Schreiber. Oh, the Pilots were hoping for a block there, couldn't get it. Goes out of bounds, and we're deadlocked at deuces. 2-2 here in the 4th game. Marian in search of their 10th straight win. Peyton Anderson with a pass over here and a kill off the strong arm of Madison Beaver. Pilots back in front 32.
Kill number 12 on the afternoon for Beaver.
He's going to be a all-league performer. I'll tell you right now, she keeps this up. Here's Downs sending one up the elevator shaft. Anderson back to the far side. Maddie tries to send that one home. Meck with a pass here to Anderson. Williams had a slap back in her face. And on the recharge, here come the Knights. And this one's going to go out of bounds. A great effort by Maddie Rosenberger. We're tied 3-3. And now to serve will be Maggie Meyer. Oh, here's the slam dunk for Sarah Clem. Marian's got its first lead of the 4th game, 4-3. Once again, here's the serve by Meyer. Bethel's Peyton Anderson with the pass over here. Beaver. This one up the elevator shaft from Heffron. Once again, they'll come back on the attack. Oh, a great cross-court kill for Kaylin Schreiber. Marian a 5-3 lead here in this all-important 4th game. As Meyer will serve again. Stationary right-hand line drive slap played by Rosenberger. Once again, Heffron with the pass. Oh, right in front of Rosenberger. Couldn't corral it. 6-3, crucial point of the game.
Pilots had a 3-2 lead. 4 points in a row for Marian.
Madison Beaver, who's elementary education and sign language major, has been one of the bright spots. Oh, and there she is again with the little redirect. They're like cat-like quick reflexes. Anderson with the pass over here. Williams with the kill. As the Pilots answer the bell, they close within 6-4.
Beaver was in position to for the kill there, and Williams just cut her off and said, "I'll take that."
Does Madison Beaver never not smile?
I'm telling you, just there's something about Yeah, her
Her and
body
Hannah-
language out there.
Her and Hannah Curtis are talking over here right now. She's getting coached up and she's smiling the whole time. As the Knights doing some house cleaning out there, Maddie Heffron. She can do it all, ladies and gentlemen, the 5'9" junior. Cleaning the floor here on the home, away from home. Normally that's the responsibility of the home team to do that kind of stuff. Here's Williams on the serve. That one was a tough look, a block and a, boy, Meck came out of nowhere there and just slammed the door closed. 6'5", Pilots on the block and point are within one. Kenzie Williams again on that serve. Williams to the back line. Tough play by Kearns picking it off.
Oh, great
Diving play by Williams. This one right up the elevator shaft right in front of Nout. Kept alive. Williams back over here. Holly with a diving play to keep it alive. This one way out of the reach of Downs on the slam by Kaylin Schreiber. Marian, a 7-5 leader.
Some great plays there during that stretch.
Ashley Pritchard's squad trying to get over the hump and over 500 all time against Bethel. She's 6-6. Marian swept Bethel last year 3-0 and 3-1 respectively. Right now they have a 2-1 lead here in the fourth. Here's Meck. It's played by Holly now for Marian on that back line. Peyton Hart with a kill down the right side. Get the Pilots within one now at 7-6. You think, Coach, that she needs to look more for her shot, as they say?
I don't know, because I felt like near the end of the third game, I thought she took a shot when she had a teammate set up, and so it's a tough call. It's one of those, when it goes, everybody's happy. When it doesn't, you question it.
That was set up by a great play by Lexi Spence, who kept the ball alive when it was going out of bounds. 8-6 Marian.
Just so impressed with Peyton's court vision, though, to be have her back to the court, yet be able to, with peripheral vision, see where the spots are at.
Olivia Gillum will serve again. Here's a play by Williams, and she scores right in front of Lexi Spence. Pilots within one at 8-7, as they'll have substitutes. Downs will check out, and Katie Easter's out. Also, Cassandra Williams, the Lafayette Harrison product, to the bench. Easter to the back line, played by Holly. Mackenzie Williams, the pass over here. Holly did his best to, and they're going to call that a carry. And we're tied at 8-all. Tied at 2, tied at 8.
Good comeback by the Pilots.
We had 5 ties in the first game, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. This is our second tie. Peyton Anderson with the redirect, and that's going to be good enough to score the point. And Bethel's in front 9-8. First time they've led. You got to go back to when it was 2-0.
Couple nice plays by Mackenzie Williams during the stretch as well.
And here's Easter with the serve. That one was going to go out of bounds, but and now the Knights are able to come back and score, and we're tied at 9-9. And the serve will be Megan Holly. Holly, who started today's action with 283 digs and 23 assists. She serves. Mackenzie Williams, Peyton Anderson goes over here, and Arnold is trying for the back row kill. Peyton with the two-hand slap goes right into the chops of Gillum. Nice play by Mackenzie Anderson with a pass over here. Hart answers. And there it is again, Hart. Back over here to the Pilots on the near side. On the redirect, it falls harmlessly to the floor.
What an effort.
Great effort by both squads. Well, it's been a great day at the gymnasium with these two squads.
Williams was on the floor, Hart was on the floor, and Williams tried to get it over the net from her knees.
There's Peyton Anderson with a pass over here to the near side. Trying to hammer it home was Novi. There's Hart with a punch, and that's going to fall to the floor. On the The miss hit by Brooke Husted. 10-10 tie.
Good attempt by Spangler to try and help her team out there.
Which team is going to flinch first here at the 10-10 mark? Peyton Anderson on the serve. Played by Spence. And this one goes long. Point. I thought that was in, Coach, from my vantage point.
She moved out of the way, so I'll give her credit back there that she knew what she called, but I like your judgment better.
Maddie Heffron on the serve. Peyton Anderson setting up the play here, and this one slapped home by guess who. There she is again, Maddie Beaver, 11-11 time. We've been tied at 8, 9, 10, and 11 now.
She makes it look so easy.
Certainly the gem of the freshman recruiting class, along with Madison Rosenberger. Madison James, also in that class. Gillum returns it, and then Peyton goes right back in your face to give the Pilots the lead, 12-11.
Madison Beaver is just cracking up. Like.
She just looked at.
Look
oh,
at
here's the hammer.
Oh, my goodness.
Sensational volleyball by the Marian Knights and the Pilots. And both Marian and Bethel smiling at the play.
Madison Beaver has the same response to that play as she does the one. Look at that. I mean, holy cow. She was on the floor. Took Mallory Meck's kill attempt.
The full force and bounced it right back on the other side of the net. Sensational play by Marian. They lead it. We're tied at 12-all now. And this one missing the mark. Knights jumping back in front, 13-12.
Circle that one as the key point in this game.
I'll mark it down because you said so.
Thank you, sir.
Here's Anderson with the pass. This one goes long. Marian with a 14-12 lead. But the play prior to that was the kill by Peyton Anderson, and the response from Maddie Beaver is, can you believe she made that play? Here's a kill here for Mallory Meck, the Valparaiso High School star. Pilots within one at 14-13. Bridget Downs will serve. Lafayette High School product in Lexington. And nice little redirect and a soft toss by Taylor Nout. She scores, making it 15-13. And now to serve will be Maggie Meyer of Marian University. The right-hander will punch it into the net. Service error. Pilots will take the free gift.
Absolutely.
That is the first service error on Marian University. Coach, is that I think that's the first one I've got on my sheet. You'll have to look at the stat sheets. And here's one, picking one off the shoe tops for Marian. Peyton Anderson tries to go at the dunk, and she's denied by Sarah Clem. Knights lead at 16-14.
Marian had one way back.
Okay, you're right.
First game.
First game.
It was 7-7.
Yep. But for this match to be this close, with the opponent not making any mistakes, once again, it comes down to that execution thing, but also the Pilots just got to love the effort. Mackenzie Williams. There's a pass over here to the near side. A great hustle play by Kearns to keep that one alive. Here's Meck to Downs. Back to Meck, and she mishit that one. And she sends that one into the concession stand. 17-14, Marian, crucial point of the game. And just like that, the coach thinks that's the case too. 17-14 as Katie Weises will take a timeout, and we'll take one too. 2-1 Marian as we're here in this crucial fourth game. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
There's always a moment of truth where I say, look, it's either put up or shut up. And it was time to put up. I had crossed that thin line. It was 100+ degrees. We were hot. We were on fire. We were yelling our hearts out. You could feel the intensity rising. Even in our tiredness, even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continue to push. I told myself, you can suck up the pain for another mile and a half, and you will be a Marine. Not many people believe that I could do it. I don't know where I got the energy from. I don't know where the pain went to. But all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
BFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Welcome back here. Paul Condry, Coach Mark Gardner. Glad you could join us here from Mishawaka, Indiana. Thrilling volleyball match between the Marian University Knights and the Bethel College Pilots. 2-1 here in the fourth game, and here is a service error. Pilots will take the free gift, 17-15.
That one almost didn't even hit the net. I've not seen one of those before.
That's like shooting a free throw when you don't even draw iron.
Yeah.
Hart, who I thought Peyton Hart's played pretty good. Harton serves the spinner, and it's picked up off by Megan Hawley. Mackenzie Williams back over here to Williams, and she mishit that one. And it's now 18-15 in favor of the visitors from Naptown. Now checking back into the ballgame, Brooke Husted. And the serve will be Olivia Gillum. Gillum, jump serve. Mackenzie Williams over here to Anderson. And that'll be a point on the miscue by the Pilots. 19-15. Coach, this is it. Here is your game right here. The Pilots have got to somehow stymie the momentum and take it away from the Knights. And there's a serve. They probably may have let that one go. Mackenzie Williams. Hart goes to the back line where it's played by Gillum. Oh, and here's the Pilots trying to send one home. Ball deflected. Anderson over here to Hart, and she scores. 19-16. Hart with a huge point right there.
Yeah, you want to keep them in the teens. Don't let them hit that 20 spot. See if we can put a little run together here.
Katie Easter on the serve, played by Megan Hawley. Oh, and here's one right off the shoot-ups by Hawley again. Here's a punch and a score for Brooke Husted. Is coming off the bench. 20-16 Marian University. As Hawley will serve again. The Knights libero sends one to the back line where it's played by Hart. And over here to Anderson, and a kill for Streevels and Spengler. It's now 21-16 and a timeout Bethel College as Katie Weiss has no stoppages of play to try to reclaim any type of momentum that they have right now. And this is a crucial point of the game now.
Yeah, things are chasing 5 this late. And you go back to that point when it was 12-12. Young ladies sitting on the floor scoring points.
Yeah, Olivia Gillum.
Yeah, self-defense by Gillum.
Yeah, if she doesn't make the play there, then we could potentially have a
13-11 instead, and then the Pilots sat on 12. You know, Marian wanted to score 3 points in a row there. So,
yeah, really changed the. I got some college football scores to pass along. Notre Dame now on top of Vanderbilt, 16-13 here across town. Michigan's ahead of SMU 7-0. Middle of the second. Miami of Ohio trailing Minnesota 10-0.
Got to interrupt because we got a text from our buddy Chris Hess. Listening to the two of you do volleyball is the closest thing to heaven. We love him.
Frodo.
Oh, man, what a guy.
Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Frodo. I can get lost in Fangorn Forest because of a compliment like that. Here is the Pilots back on the attack. Here's Williams over here along the near side. Oh, a nice little redirect on the backhand by Streevels. Ball slapped to the back line. Hawley's there. Pass over to the right side. Diving play by Hart. And then Hart slaps it back. But once again, it's Hawley's there. On the miss hit, Mackenzie Williams. And then there's Peyton Anderson, one to keep it alive. Anderson over here to the near side to Downs. Cassandra Williams tries to find the sweet spot. Gillum is there on a diving play by Hart. Another long rally. Back to the far side. Here's Hart with a pass to Anderson. Over here to Hart. And it's kept alive by Spence. Spence returns fire. Back here to Peyton Anderson. Over here to, I can believe that was Arnold. And finally this one goes down the sideline and the Pilots win the long rally.
What a well-played point by both teams.
21-17.
And Beaver returns to the lineup for the Pilots.
There's Peyton Anderson. On the serve, played by Megan Hawley. Oh, nice little hook shot kill for Annie Strevels, making it 22-17. Great vision. As Aragorn would say, what do your elf eyes see, Frodo, since you're listening out there? And Nicholas would say, oh boy, Pilots are in trouble, trailing 22-17, but not before Maddie Beaver has other notions. 22-18 as she comes away with the kill.
Not so fast, my friend, she says.
Maddie Heffron. Check that. It'll be Madison Rosenberger. Serving. That one kind of handcuffs Husted. Anderson for Bethel. Over here to Downs. To the far court. Once again kept alive by MU. Here's Downs keeping the ball alive now to Anderson. Ball deflected at the point of attack by Strevels. And this one killed home by Brooke Husted. 23-18 in favor of the visitors from the Circle City. And now to serve will be Maddie Kearns, Mount Vernon, Fortville, the Marauders. Stationary serve. Here's Peyton Anderson over here, kept alive. Nice slide by Maddie Beaver. Here's one slapped home by Mallory Meck. Pilots remain alive, 23-19. Here in this important fourth game. Pilots need a win in this game to stay in the match. They're 2-1 trailers.
Cassandra Williams checks in for Arnold.
Hawley is initially, here's the ball blocked out of bounds. And just like that, Kaylin Schreiber has put the Knights in a position to win on this serve. They'll be serving for game 4 and for the match. And for a 10-game win streak. As Meyer will serve. Anderson passes over the near side. Meck has other things to say about it. And now here's Downs. Over here to Anderson. Beaver just missed the mark.
In.
And no, they're going to say it went in, 24-20. Maddie jumping out of the gym right there with that big smile. And now Mackenzie Williams will come in to serve. Former Crimson Charger. Will punch it with the right hand. Played by Hawley. Pass to the far side. This one slammed home. Nope, they're going to say they're in the net.
It never went over the net.
And that's going to do it. Marian wins it 25-20 here in this fourth game. I tell you, I questioned that one completely. Final score, Marian won game 1, 25-21. Bethel rebounded with a 25-22 victory in the second game. Marian 25-20 and 25-20 in games 3 and 4. Bethel falls to 5-8, 3-3 in the Crossroads League. Ashley Pritchard's Knights improved to 13-3 and remain just a game behind the red-hot St. Francis Cougars at 6-1. We'll take a timeout, come back with more right after this.
You, the proud, the Marines.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines. A tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
St. Jude continues to advance by increasing cure rates in childhood cancer. And donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. When it comes to research and advancements, there are some things that only we can do because we have the resources and we have the focus. And so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Paul Condry along with Mark Gardner. Glad you can join us here. Katie Weiss is going to join us momentarily to talk about her team's performance. She is a hard-nosed competitor. But I tell you what, if I was her, I would be really encouraged by the emotional effort of my squad here today as we look through some of these final numbers. And, it came down to really some execution situations, Coach, but I'm a big effort kind of guy, and I know if my kids are facing an opponent that I think athletically are a little bit better than me, or a little bit more talented than I am, and my kids bust their butt, I'm really happy with that. Now, having said that, are you happy or are you disappointed?
Well, I'm always disappointed to lose, but
I thought your effort was off the charts.
yeah, I think we gave great effort. If we could just control our unforced errors, maybe a different story.
What was the turning point of the game? I know it was 12-12 when that crazy ball here in this fourth game, as Olivia Gillen was on the floor, sitting on the floor when she came away with the play.
Sure.
That turned. I mean, that was the play that turned it, because that turned it into a 12-12 tie, and then they were able to take the lead. And as a matter of fact, they never relinquished the lead after that.
Right. Yeah, and after that, we had several unforced hitting errors in a row, and just blocking errors, hitting errors. So I felt like we played tough defense today, probably some of our best defense, just covering our court and taking care of it. Our hitters just, first game Cass was off, and then she got better, but then we had, we just kind of took turns hitting out, and we can't do that with games like this.
Okay, so the hypothetical question is, if you played with the same effort that you did today on Friday, yesterday, and this past Wednesday, do you win both of those matches? Technically speaking?
Possibly.
Okay. Well, this is what I'm thinking. I think, to me, this is I'm not a big fan of moral victories, but with a young group of kids, you've got some kids out there who are seeing varsity action at a whole nother level, and Maddie Beaver's one of them. She's going to be an all-league player before it's all said and done. She's got sensational talent.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just got to keep looking ahead, and we do. We have a lot of inexperience this year, but they're just growing leaps and bounds. Every time they play, they're getting better, and that's really important. It's just hard to lose.
I know it is, but I'll tell you what, I remember watching this team lose to Indiana University South Bend in game number 1 at the Student Activity Center. This team is light years. And I'm not a volleyball guy, as you well know. I'm a football guy here who does sportscasting for a living, but I'm telling you, Katie, I'd be really encouraged if I were you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, hang in there, kiddo.
All right,
we'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Once again, Katie Weiss coming up and joining us. We appreciate that. That's a class move coming up after a loss, Mark. It really is. It's not easy to come up here.
No, much easier to come up and talk after a win, and especially when we're asking her questions that she hasn't had time to process.
Yeah.
She's just gone through it, and I always appreciate that when coaches make themselves available after a loss, and they got a team to address, and they're trying to get everything figured out. But no shortage of effort on her end and this coaching staff, and as well as the players. Like she said, it's the errors, it's the execution. It's not the effort, it's the execution right now that's lacking.
Pilots, their next time up will be game coming up on the 19th against Huntington. I believe that's Wednesday. That'll be our next time back here. And the Pilots will be taking on a crucial road swing, the 21st, 22nd, 26th at Grace, at St. Francis, and then back at Goshen before they have a bump in the action against a non-league opponent against Kentucky Christian. For Marian University, they'll be having some home cooking with Indiana Wesleyan and Huntington before doing some road trips to Taylor and to Mount Vernon, Ohio. So once again, the final score here today, Marian University defeats Bethel 3-1, 25-21 Marian in the first game. Bethel won game 2, 25-22. And then Marian won game 3 and 4 by the same identical score, 25-20, 25-20. For Tanya Condry and for Coach Mark Gardner, I'm Paul Condry. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great Saturday as well as your Sundays. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.